What about LinkedIn? Where does it stand after several years?
Oh man, today's their 7-year birthday. Strangely enough, and I am not a LinkedIn fan. My take has always been that if I want to see 30 people who you've asked to kiss your ass, I'll go to LinkedIn. But, for me, business is not about just business. Business is personal for me. It's kind of like it's the antithesis of what Ice-T said in New Jack City. He goes, it's never business. It's never personal. It's just business. It is personal. And if I'm hiring someone and they're going to, my assistant Megan works 8 feet from me in my second bedroom, and I see her every day that I'm in New York, it's damn personal because she's there every day. I don't want to know just what other people she's worked for. I want to look at her Facebook page. If every entry in her Facebook page ends with, dude, you were so baked, I'm probably not going to hire her. I don't, if on LinkedIn, it's all about professionalism to begin with. So it doesn't really matter. You know what? I'm actually going to move because I'm on the west side of Manhattan and the sun is going down as we speak. So I'm going to move to a different place where there's more light. So hang on 1 second.
No problem.
Let's see if that helps a little bit. That's you turn off the lights because there's such gorgeous light coming in from the Hudson River. There we go.
This is great.
A little bit more light. If you want to see the view, it is a stellar.
Yeah, show us the view. Show everybody the view.
That is the sunset tonight over the Hudson River in Manhattan.
How about that, folks? Now, everyone who's watching this can see that except me. I can't see you. And the technology is not quite that far.
One night that I was actually in New York for a change, so you got the view.
Now, I will watch the replay a little later and check out the view. Thank you for that in advance, however.
Not a problem at all.
What about what do you know? What do you think about FormSpring, which the New York Times went after in a big way this morning? Does it? Do you know anything about it? Does it have any redeeming qualities? And I'd just like to say I don't think it does.
From what I've heard, it doesn't. I have not done enough homework yet to know the answer.
We'll get back to you on that one then.
Definitely.
And before we take a break, one more question about particular services. AOL, and which, of course, you have original ties to, and Yahoo were both once the pretty much undisputed kings of the early web. Do they even matter anymore? And if so, to whom?
Well, there are enough people still using AOL that I think AOL matters just from an email standpoint alone. Yahoo, Yahoo had some great opportunities, and they capitalized on them in the beginning, and I guess they didn't do in the end. It was a bummer. But I think at the end of the day, there are enough outlets out there, enough people out there still using AOL and Yahoo. We can't write them off completely, but I don't think they'll ever be the power horses they once were.
And, I mean, if you have an AOL or a Yahoo address, does it kind of signal to people that a certain lack of sophistication about the ins and outs of the web?
Now it does, but I'll tell you a great story. Back in 1995, I actually had the email address peter@AOL.com. I was so new, I was so into that space that I actually had peter@AOL.com, and there were people, I couldn't use it. I had to use P. Shankman at AOL.com because there were so many people just joining the internet every day. When you worked for AOL, it was like you worked for the internet. It was like, oh, you go to a big building every day that says the internet on the door, and you walk in there. And that's where we worked. And so we had people saying, oh, you work for AOL, you work for the internet. And then everyone else said, oh, my friend Peter just joined America Online. His email must be peter@AOL.com. We couldn't use the email because it was constantly full. AOL only allowed you to have 500 emails in your inbox at any time, and so it was always full. So every Friday at 4 p.m. in the newsroom, we'd open up a six-pack of beer, and we'd read all the emails that were mistakenly sent to me. Let me tell you, there are some Peters out there doing some freaky-ass stuff. It's all I can say. It was pretty awesome.
Let's that's a good place. Let's take a quick break here. This is Bob Andelman, and you are listening to the Mr. Media radio interview with social media networker and PR guy extraordinaire Peter Shankman of HelperReporter.com, Shankman.com, and The Geek Factory. And we'll be right back.